It was the most photographed and videotaped day in history. 2 of the world's tallest buildings destroyed by hijacked planes. The next day, newspapers published photos of the horror. But there were some images so awful, they provoked rage across the world. These were the pictures of people falling. One photo of a falling man was the most controversial of them all. It was branded distasteful, exploitative, voyeuristic. It was never seen again. The images that came to symbolize the day were those of the heroic rescuers working in the rubble. But some argued that the picture of the falling man needed to be confronted. It not only acknowledged the story of the people who'd been forced to jump, it alone gave a true sense of the horror of that day. The quest to identify one man became a quest to give name and voice to that horror. A journey to help America learn and recover from its darkest day.
The Port Authority of New York and New Jersey welcomes you to the observation deck of the World Trade Center. We're traveling in a Otis elevator at a speed of 20 miles per hour.
When they were completed in 1971, they were the 2 highest buildings in the world, standing 110 stories high. The World Trade Center was a beehive of human activity. Up to 250,000 people walked through its doors every day. Bond traders, executives, waiters, dishwashers, tourists, cleaners, IT specialists.
Here located at Windows on the World in the World Trade Center. My name is Ernest Scott.
Please watch your step as you exit.
It was the tower's height that never ceased to amaze, standing an extraordinary 1,500 feet above the ground.
Tuesday, September 11th. I'm James Faraday, and here's what's happening.
September the 11th, 2001, was just another ordinary day.
Lower humidity than recently, the high 80, dropping to 60 tonight, up to 78 with sunshine tomorrow, 76 Thursday.
This is Steve Torrey. It appears Michael Jordan will indeed be coming out of retirement.
8:46 a.m. Flight 11. 9/11. Certain phrases have become shorthand for the worst attack on American soil in history.
Still around, guys, still around.
When it was all over, the world preferred to remember the heroic images of the rescuers and how the American spirit had prevailed. The impact cut a swathe through floors 93 to 99, instantly killing hundreds. Almost immediately, broadcasters began to transmit images across the world.
Let's get this live update from 1010 Wins correspondent.
And I'm looking at the World Trade Center.
Initially, most people could only react to the breaking news. One of the world's tallest buildings wounded by an errant aeroplane.
I've now moved inside a building.
But for anyone with a relative inside or nearby, the immediate thought was for their safety.
I turned to my computer and I typed, hey, are you there? Meaning, are you at work? He worked for Bloomberg LP. And I was going to give him a heads up not to go downtown because of what had happened. So I get a response back that says, yes, I'm here. I'm on the 106th floor. There's a lot of smoke. I'm scared. I couldn't process that information. I was like, 106th floor of what building? And that's what I turned around and typed back to him. And he wrote back, Windows on the World Trade Center.
Peter Alderman was one of 170 people at Windows on the World restaurant that morning. There were diners, chefs, waiters, and kitchen staff. Michael Lamonaco, the executive chef, would have been there too, but he was running late because he'd stopped at an optician's.
how could that happen? How could a plane on this beautiful, crystal clear, blue sky day, run into the building? How could that happen? I started to take stock of, who's up there, what's happening at windows. I tried to take a mental roll call to try to recall who was there at that moment. I knew there was nothing that I could do, but I couldn't leave. And all I could think about were my friends, my colleagues, my coworkers. And trying just desperately to pray that they could get out, that they could get to the fire exits, get down those fire stairs.
But for nearly 1,000 people on the upper floors, there was no exit. They were trapped. The plane had sliced through the elevator shafts. The emergency staircases were impassable.
The plane hit the North Tower in a very central way, resulting in the fuel from the wings pouring into the building itself. The fuel and the fire that was created in the instant that it hit spread so far that the people standing in the lobby were burned from the fireball that came out of the elevator shaft. And you could see the smoke coming out from all the way up above Windows in the World within minutes of the impact.
Those that could get out did. But for the others above the crash site, the heat and thick smoke was already making it difficult to breathe. In some places, impossible. But the watching world could only guess at the terrible conditions inside.